So what's amazing is it feels to me like it's actually been a little while since we played a video game with Space Marines.
I know, man.
You know what?
Where did all the Space Marines go?
Well, today we got them. We're looking at the Red Solstice. This is on Steam. It is a tactical shooter co-op with multiplayer. And yes, it features Space Marines. With the name Red, it's on Mars, and you know what, Steve? We've played a lot of these type of games.
Yeah.
This game was early access for a long time, and I actually think that it might have been to its detriment to a point. But first off, let's get to the basics here. What do you think of this game?
Well, I'm kind of a fan of this sort of game. I mean, I like turn-based games, which this is not, but it allows you to slow down the action to a tactical view where you've got your squad of your 4 Space Marines. I think it's like Red, Biff, Smith.
Joe.
The whole premise here is stuff be going down on Mars, and there's a Mars colony that's been wiped out by some weird means, and as is so often the case in these games where you're exploring a facility that's been overrun by some sort of malevolent force, there's audio logs giving backstory. You find out that there's like aliens, there's a virus. I mean, we're hitting pretty much every sci-fi cliche in the book in this game.
I think this is one of the big problems with this game. Is it's just very generic. I mean, I just didn't, first off, it's pretty ugly.
I don't know, I mean, it's got like that top-down view going on. If you zoom in super close, the guys are pretty detailed. You can't really play that way because you can't see what's going on. I thought from a technical aspect, it was fairly polished for what it was. I mean, there's so much going on in this game. There's so many ways you can upgrade your characters. There's so many buffs they can have. There's so many ways you can increase their weapon capabilities and all this stuff. I thought for that, it was pretty technically well done. But it's a little bit missing some of the special sauce.
This is just it. I think this is one of these, we've played a lot of these sort of type of games, and there's very little that really distinguished this to me. I mean, other than the slow-down tactical thing, which is only available in the single player, because really this game is pushing you towards sort of the co-op survival mode or the multiplayer. And you know what? They're all there. It's all in there, but there's just nothing that really wanted to make me go back. The story, to me, I think the multiplayer version was available earlier in the early access, and the single player is the thing that people have been waiting for on here, and yet what did it add? It is your generic, hey, we're on Mars, hey, stuff is going on, hey, go kill the things, oh, look, there's monsters everywhere, go kill them. And the tutorial lasts a little long. It's really sort of tedious, and then once it's...
To teach you, this game has a lot to teach you.
It does have, it's just fairly complex, and then once it's over, that's when I started enjoying myself, because it's like, okay, I can do whatever I want in these levels. I can clear these guys out however I want, away we go. And yeah, I found more fun into the co-op survival mode, but I had to get my wife to play it for me, and she's terrible. She's an awful. Don't ever play co-op with my wife. She's awful. This is the kind of game that is fun to play with people, and then when I went to the multiplayer, the servers are pretty empty.
Yeah, I didn't find it. There's I feel like the people who are playing multiplayer are really into it as well. You're not fulfilling a certain role in the squad. I dug the mechanics of the game. I really, really liked the mechanics of the game. Just the setting feels so much like those Alien Assault games, and I mean, they obviously spent a lot of time and thought in making it look good and making the UI good. Throw some money at some voice actors. Throw some money at a writer, Throw a few $1,000 at you don't have to get Nolan North or Troy Baker, but get somebody who can emote. I mean, the characters are just so flat, and the writing, the dialogue is so bland, and they kept on yanking me out of the game. Anything that kind of got me into the game was yanked out the minute it's like, okay, squad, we've got to get to the power generator to reactivate the array for the AIs.
Yeah, it's just there. They're the bad guys. Or kill these zombie guys. Or kill these critters over here, and away you go. And I don't know. I just found a lot of it pretty pointless.
I did have some fun with the survival mode. I played survival mode by myself. It's kind of like, how long can you survive? Can you survive a whole hour against all these waves? I just feel like these guys have put a lot of effort into the mechanics, into all the underlying systems in this game, and kind of forgot that there's got to be more to actually engage people and draw them in, in the world.
I think a little bit more character, a little more character overall, a little more flavor. I think is something that this thing could use. But we've had our time on Mars. Steve, what are you going to give the Red Solstice?
It's a very technically competent game, so I got to give it at least a 7 out of 10.
6 out of 10 for me.